Oh snap, what done happened now? Nah, but seriously, Grady Judd back on the scene again. This time he got an Asian massage parlor busted in Florida that lands 21 women in jail. Let's check it out.
Hello everyone, thank you for being with me today. And this is our new look, so you'll see a improved way that we are able to communicate with you so that you can communicate with the public. We're going to talk about Operation Skin So Soft, and we decided on that title because as we were auditing massage parlors, which we normally do for compliance with the law to make sure this sort of thing doesn't have, one of these ladies said, "Oh, your skin's so soft, you must work inside." Well, sometimes we work in massage parlors, but that's what we were doing on this particular occasion.
Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. All right, man. I want to get back focused so I can listen to the case, bro, but I couldn't, man. Oh my gosh, Operation Skin So Soft. Okay. All right.
In fact, we audited 22 massage parlors and found 12 of them were not in compliance with the law. Not only were they not in compliance with the law, but they were doing additional things that were illegal, such as prostitution. So we had 21 arrests. There's some interesting facts about this. All 21 of these ladies are not only Asian, but they're from the Republic of China, a communist country. 3 of them are citizens at this time. The rest of them are here on legal work visas. I don't think the federal government had in mind this kind of work when they gave them a work visa, but they're here anyway. We also found it interesting that when we looked at their addresses, one's from Lakeland, but many of them move around the country. So they're sitting here for a while. One lady said she came from a small town in Oklahoma. One's from New York City. But all of them are from China. It makes you wonder. The oldest is 64 years of age that we arrested. The youngest was 31 years of age. 8 of them claimed to have been married. All of these Asian ladies, or Chinese ladies by their own admission, were at Asian massage parlors. And we have to show you some of the more bizarre events. I'll start out with the most bizarre. And as I pronounce their names, understand I'm born and raised in Polk County, Florida, and these names are from the Republic of China, okay? So I'm just saying. So we don't know if her name is Hing-Ya, Hung, or Jinx Hung, or whatever, but this is who she is. We'll give you the appropriate spelling, and you give it your best shot. She's 60 years of age. I'm sorry, she's 37 years of age. She charged $60 for a massage. Now, this was supposed to be a legitimate massage. My undercover agents asked only for a regular, legal massage. But she started upcharging and inappropriately handling, in fact, tried to have full sex with this undercover detective to the point that he had to push her off and start to get up to leave. She was extremely aggressive, at which point she grabbed him, tried to get him to sit back down. She stood in front of the door so he couldn't leave, and then she tried to hold him down. Now understand, they said this was really interesting because this is a big man, undercover detective, and they said, might have been 5 foot tall. She wasn't as big as a popcorn fart, and she was trying to hold this man down. So anyway, she obviously not only got arrested for prostitution, but a litany of other charges that included battery. Then there's Yan Lu. She's from Winter Garden. I neglected to say that Mrs. Hong here was from East Valley, California. So here's one from California. Yan Lu is 64 years of age. She was from Winter Garden. She was paid $60 for 45 minutes of sex. She left the room and she came back with a condom. Now, this was not in a commercial package, but it was wrapped up in like paper, you know, maybe used. Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I was hoping he did not say that. Are y'all serious? Seriously, bro. A possible, yeah, y'all out here playing with your lives, man. Like, where on earth can somebody just hand you something folded up in a paper? I would hope y'all doing better than that out there.
Okay. And tried to have sex with the undercover. And the undercover she upcharged $290 for a total of $350. She was very, very aggressive. He said, I didn't say one word about illegal massages, happy endings, nothing. And she was aggressive to the point that she actually tried to have sex with him. She got arrested, as you can imagine, for a litany of charges. Then there's Rufin Wren. She was also 64, but she goes by the alias of Susan. She's from Flushing, New York. She wanted $80 for a 1-hour massage. 30 minutes into the massage, all of a sudden she comes out with this exotic oil and starts massaging the undercover with oil. She turns the lights down, and then she started massaging him in areas that constitutes illegal conduct. She was arrested. But during this time, the undercover would say, no, just a massage, just a massage. So on 3 different occasions, she continued to try to come back and upcharge him to engage in sex. So that got her arrested as well.
The crazy part to me is people are out here paying $300 to do this with people. Like, y'all out here paying $300 and something dollars. Like, I just can't get over that, bro. When it was down in the 60, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I see somebody paying 60. I see somebody paying 60 all the time. $300 though? Y'all crazy.
As well. Then there's Jin Fing Mu. She's 59. She's from Lakeland. She's a U.S. citizen. It was to be a 1-hour massage for $70. She made the statement to the undercover that she travels between New York and Florida. So apparently all of these ladies are on a circuit. They don't stay here for any lengthy period of time. And she then wanted to add $20 for a happy ending for the massage. What's interesting about Jin Fin Mu is that in 2023, December 2023, less than a year ago, she was arrested here by us for the same exact thing in another audit. So these investigations are still underway, and the message is clear that if you do illegal conduct in what is otherwise illegal business, you will be arrested. And I caution customers of going to these kinds of establishments, okay? Now listen, I'm cautioning customers that go to these kinds of establishments. No, we're not going to do one of these craft operations, but maybe somebody's videotaping you. Maybe somebody's giving you the opportunity to violate the law. I don't want you to get in trouble. So if something happens later on, I can always say, duh, I tried to warn you. Stay out of these places. And for those that have the proclivity to illegally operate in what's otherwise illegal massage business, you too will go to jail, because we continuously audit these to make sure that they are complying with the law. Now, the overwhelming majority of the massage parlors that we audit follow the law. And there's new law there's new additional regulations that just came into being where you have to keep a record of who you do a massage for, information on your customers, and information on who does the massage. We're going back and filing those regulatory charges after the undercover investigation because we found they did not comply with any of the laws. So, a word to the wise. If you don't want to get arrested and have your picture up here on a skin so soft bulletin board, don't do it. And this is the ladies that's doing it because it was an undercover operation with our detectives. Next time, it can be the customers. Any questions?
That's what I was surprised at. I thought he was about to say that as well, because normally you hear customers getting busted too. You know what I mean? So I consider people lucky, bro. It'd be still hard for me to believe that these massage parlors exist like where we live at. You know what I mean? I be thinking it only exists, and that's just me being naive. But I be thinking these places only exist out when you go outside the country and different places like that. You hear about this type of stuff. But no, they're like popping up all over the U.S. I guess I be in my little bubble and don't know, man, but that's crazy to hear.
Sheriff, you used phrases like they were on a circuit, they're sent here for a while. Who is behind that?
We don't know, but the investigation is ongoing, and it's clear that I don't know what I don't know yet, but our detectives, who are simply the very best in the business, will figure it out. But in the meantime, I tell folks, if you don't want to go to jail, stay out of Polk County with your crime. Otherwise, you'll go to jail.
And I know in the press release, I think a couple of them said they were owners of the spas.
Right.
Do you believe them that when they say that the owners of the spa, locally, who owns them?
Well, that's under investigation as well, and we're not releasing everything that we know at this point in time in the investigation, but when they say they own the spa, obviously that even puts them in a more precarious legal position.
Sheriff, are you looking into human trafficking?
Sure. Well, that's always first and foremost, and that is... we audit these massage parlors to make sure they comply with the law, but that is a secondary concern. And of course, none of these talked about human trafficking. They all talked about that they were here legally engaged in prostitution activity. Some of them confessed, some of them made admissions, but that is a significant concern. And as you know, we're always looking out for the victims of human trafficking. But, you know, it doesn't take a great detective to figure out everybody's Asian, everybody's from China. I mean, there's not another Asian country represented here, according to these ladies. So I often wonder, why do you have people from communist China here on legal work visas where they can infiltrate such areas?
So, Sheriff, can they get their work visas revoked, or what can happen with that?
We will work with the federal government and attempt to revoke the visas if that is possible. Yes, absolutely. We want them back in their home country if they're not citizens of the United States. You come here, even legally, you come here, you violate the law, should have lost our trust at the federal level, and you should be returned to your home country. Now, whether the federal government will do that, I don't know. Under the current administration, we can't even get them to stop illegal people from coming here. And these folks, from all appearances, came here with legal documents, which is a step up from what we've seen.
Sheriff, years ago in Hillsborough County, along Kennedy Boulevard, they had the same problem over there. And they shut them all down completely.
Right.
You feel like they may have moved over a county, like we'll open up here? Or?
No, this is not a residual effect from that. This is certainly people that have come here. Obviously, we believe they're on a circuit. We believe they either individually, on their own, move from area to area as the heat turns up on them, or maybe there's a more organized structure, but our investigation will tell us that. My message is, if you don't want to go to jail, don't do it. My message is also to potential customers, if you're going there, and they were very comfortable and engaged in this conduct without any prompting from the undercover. So we know there are people going there. Hey, your picture can be up on the next board too, but it's a choice. And if it's up there, I don't want to hear any whining and complaining, because I stood here and gave you a warning today.
There's 12. That seems like a lot of different businesses.
Certainly there's 12 this time, and this is just a 2-day operation. But we audit periodically, and of course there's no system or pattern or practice to when we do it, because we want to make sure that they follow the law all the time. But as I've said before, I'll say again, we'll be back. And if you violate the law, we'll reserve a place for you on our new televisions. Okay? See you soon.
Okay, now, here we have an attorney arrested for theft over $100,000. Let's check this one out.
But I can tell you on July the 25th and then on July the 29th, we received the first 2 complaints about an attorney. This attorney lives in Winter Haven. However, he has a law firm with 3 offices, appropriately named Family and Elder Law Firm. And this is the attorney. His name is Jason Penrod. He's 47 years of age. The 2 complaints that we received on July the 25th and July the 29th are still under investigation. We are waiting for bank records to come back. On August 2nd, there was a complaint filed with the Pennsylvania State Police that Jason Penrod had ripped off some folks. And the folks that he ripped off, the victims, was a brother and a sister who had a trust from their now deceased father. In fact, Jason Penrod flew to Pennsylvania to look the trustees in the eye and say, I took your money. Not only did I take your money, I took $1.7 million. I wiped out the trust. But I'm going to pay it back. You see, I had a problem. I had this raging addiction. It was at the Hard Rock. I was a gambler. Then he said, I just gambled and gambled and gambled. He said, this compulsion overcame me. He said, I self-justified it that, I'm going to pay it back with interest. I'm just borrowing it as a short-term loan. A temporary loan.
When does that ever work? Somebody please tell me that. Especially when you're gambling. All right, I'm going to just take this loan out now. I'll pay it back that way. You know what I mean? I can get back and make it back, and I go there, make my money back. When does that ever work? When have you ever heard that story working? Never, right? What did he think?
And then he went with his excuses. I have these repressed memories. I have PTSD. I have trauma. I have numbness. I have stress. He had it all. He had it all. So he went to an attorney, and then he ran to Marion County to hide out in a facility. As the investigation's going on, we're working hand in glove with the state attorney's office, and we find out that, potentially there's at least 2 more victims, okay, up to 4, and another $2 million that's missing. So we're up to $4 million. We've charged him today only with 1 count. It's an F1, it's a 30-year felony. This guy actually agreed to give up his law license, and then he refiled and said, hey, if I give up my law license, then I can't make money to pay back, but I'll pay him back. This guy's delusional among all of his other excuses. Well, I can tell him what's going to happen. We are going to do our very best to send him to state prison for a very long time. He's not going to work it out. He not only drained their account, he drained his personal accounts. He's taken money away from his own family and children. The last we checked, he's got $36 left. But he's hiding in Marion County. Imagine his surprise when we told him, we've got a first-degree felony warrant for you, and you're going to the Marion County jail. He said, well, my lawyer was working that out with the state attorney. Newsflash, this is how we're working it out with the state attorney.
I wonder what game he was playing. Blackjack? Probably blackjack. Maybe roulette, something like that, or craps. I don't know. He don't look like a slots guy to me, but I wonder if that's what he was playing, bro. Like, you've drained everything. Man, that's why when I go to the casinos, bro, and I do like to go play, I like to people watch as well while I'm there. May seem creepy, but I'm not trying to be creepy. I like the people watch because you see different people going back and forth to the ATM, going back and forth to the ATM, and you want to just grab them, shake them, and be like, bro, stop. Stop while you're ahead. This ends bad.
More investigation is needed to get to the bottom of this. But I want to focus for just a second. Among the things he tells the people, and you'll get a copy of the letter if you don't have it already, that he sent to the victims in Pennsylvania, was he considered suing the Hard Rock for letting him gamble there. Now, you tell me that guy doesn't have a hitch in his giddy-up? He's got about 5 brain cells, and 3 of them he left at the Hard Rock. And now he's locked up, and he's going to prison. That's our goal. But I want to focus on him for just a minute. I want you to look at this guy. This is the guy. One of the cases that's under investigation. The lady's 93 years of age. In 7 months, her husband died, and 2 of her sons died. One of the sons who died left his mama a trust to help take care of her. Guess where that money is? Hard Rock. Jason stole the money, and by his own confession, he was spending the money at the Hard Rock. In this case that we're talking about now, that we've charged, the victim, one of the victims who set up the trust of $1.7 million was his entire life savings that he put together so that he could leave a trust to his children so it could be part of their retirement. He worked hard for that money. Then he went to a, quote, reputable, licensed attorney in order to set up the trust and the investment for the children. And what does he do? He rips it off. He's wiped people's entire economic life off of the books. Folks, now he's trying to hide behind mental illness.
Is there any possible way she can get that money back? Because I'm pretty sure she was told by people, okay, go see an attorney, get this handled through the proper channels, get you an attorney, make sure everything is on point, blah, blah, blah. And then you get your, like, is there any way for her to get her money back, bro? Like, that's nowhere near her fault. And now it's in some casino's pocket? Come on, man. What he said, 93? Come on, man. Bro, right here, there's so many things I could say right now, but it might be children watching.
He's not mentally ill. He's a thief. He's an absolute, total thief, but he's worse than that. because we have to trust our lawyers and our CPAs and our medical doctors. We don't have the ability to deal with those issues ourselves. And he wiped that trust out. He needs to go to prison. He needs to go to prison. He has ruined people's lives. Now, the investigation's still underway. I don't know how many other cases there may be. For example, there may be trust of people who have passed away, and maybe that payout of that trust is only once a year or every 6 months. So there may be people who have lost money. They don't even know that they've lost it yet because payout time's not come. But he has stolen millions of dollars. Make no mistake about it, the worst kind of criminal is the one that hides behind a coat and a tie and steals money with a law license or a professional license of any kind. So at the end of the day, Jason, you're not going to have a royal flush, but you'll have a jailhouse flush. That's a guarantee from us. Any other questions?
This makes me think I never want to do business with one of these small law firms. And normally if you live in a small town, you want to keep it small town because you feel like you know. But then if you go to sue them, they may not have the money. These big time attorneys and these big law firms, you might need to stick with them. So if something like this happens, you can go try to get your money through a lawsuit or something like that. But I'm still like, how does she get her money?
Sheriff, you said he was at a facility. What facility was he at, and is that where he was arrested?
He was arrested at that facility. We set him up in our own facility. You see, he was up there getting help for his gambling addiction. Well, we're giving him help for his gambling addiction because he won't be doing any gambling in the county jail.
Call it like a mental health facility or something?
I would just call it a addiction recovery facility, or in his case, an addiction hiding facility until we got there and arrested him and put him in jail. So at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that he gets the right help that he gets, because when you're locked up in jail, you're not gambling.
The man whose adult son and daughter filed the lawsuit, did he live in Polk County, or was he from Pennsylvania?
No, so the man and daughter lived in Pennsylvania. The irony is he took the stolen money, ostensibly from them, to fly up there to explain to them that I've stolen all of your money.
But the father,
The father was here because he set up the trust here.
Okay.
He's deceased. But I am super angry about this, and I'll tell you about Jason like I tell you about other professions. You can't mark the entire profession by one person. Lawyers are reputable. We all use them for our personal estates to set up. You have to have lawyers you can trust to help you through life, to when you buy a house, some of the most simple things. And then you have one like this. But he just didn't steal. He wiped them out economically. He broke them. And that's what makes us so angry.
Sheriff, what do you think about his plan? He had relinquished his license to the bar, saying that so he could re-up his license whenever he wanted to. I mean, what do you think about?
He had a scam. He figured that, well, if I give it up, then I can come back and ask for it back later on. So this was just one more of his scams. But the reality of it is, I checked, and the Hard Rock does not handcuff you and make you go there. You go there on your own. But he spent millions. And if you believe what he said, he went through all of his money all of his office money, and then it appears at least $4 million of his client's money.
Have you had any communications with the Hard Rock to see if they had identified him as a potential problem gambler?
Do you know, I have not had that contact from our office. That will be part of the normal operation, is to see if we can get receipts and, so we can follow the money. But it really is of little consequence. He's got every excuse in the world. He's in his pea brain. He has set up the system, the process, the excuse. Oh, I just need help. I need help. What you need is a jail cell. What you need is accountability and responsibility. We live in an environment today where everybody gets some letters attached, and I'm not making light of the people that have legitimate issues, but people who get in trouble want letters attached. They want diagnosis attached. Well, let me give him a diagnosis. He's a thief. And let me give him some letters. GT, grand theft. So he's got, but for him to hide behind the fact that, oh, I've got a gambling addiction, and quite frankly, the bottom line to this is, I'm not making light, nor would I ever make light of people who have significant, real mental health issues. In fact, I want to help those people. The only help I want to give him is a ride to the jail and then a trip to the state prison. I don't buy gambling addictions. He didn't have to go over there. He didn't have to do that. Yeah, he had an addiction. Now he's got a jail addiction.
Is there any chance of recovering any of this money that he spent?
At this point in the investigation, we don't see any streams of money. Now, it's not over. There's still a lot of investigation. But I believe if he had money to pay this back, he certainly would have before it came to our attention.
Sheriff, for clarification, there are 2 open investigations right now?
There are at least 4 potential investigations, okay?
Including this one?
Including this one. Thank you very much. Have a good day. We'll see you the next time somebody does something really, really stupid. Take care.